Live at the Hive.
Hello everyone and welcome to the historic Boise Hive for our Live at the Hive event. I'm Aubrey, the social work interns. I'm Aubrey, one of the social work interns. Did you know that the Boise Hive has mental health services? If you or anyone you know needs mental health services, please contact Thrive at boisehive.org. We are excited to hear from Project N, but first, help me welcome FUGUE State Ravens.
FUGUE State Ravens, Boise, Idaho.
Got this hole in my head, running out the best part of the year. I don't think I'm dead, more or less well fed. I fed. But damn if it don't appear to me, that I'm skipped out of reality. To me, it seems you better pretty well, little brother. There ain't never gonna be another show like this. About as good as it's gonna get. And he got the biggest crowd in history. Ain't no fucking mystery to me. Whatever is what we'll be. Woo! Got this hole in my head, running out the best part of the year. I don't think I'm dead, more or less well fed. I fed. I don't really dream, I just fall asleep. A deep sleep, the skip out of reality. To me, it seems you better pretty well, little brother. There ain't never gonna be another show like this. It's about as good as it's gonna get. And he got the biggest crowd in history. Ain't no fucking mystery to me. Whatever is what we'll be. Whatever is what we'll be, yeah. And you better pretty well, little brother. There ain't never gonna be another show like this. It's about as good as it's gonna get. And he got the biggest crowd in history. Ain't no fucking mystery to me. Whatever is what we'll be. Whatever is what we'll be, yeah. It's about as good as it's gonna get, yeah. It's about as good as it's gonna get, yeah. It's about as good as it's gonna get, yeah. It's about as good as it's gonna get.
Thank you all so much. Yeah, we break strings. Well, Chris breaks strings.
That's why we always bring it back up.
That's just the way she goes. Thanks everybody for coming out. Smokey.
We have to do Amtrak.
Gonna wait till my mom falls asleep, then I'll sneak out my window down the street out to the field where we meet. Yeah. You do the same, I'll meet you halfway. Don't leave your kittens in the closet, they wake everybody up in this place. Woo! If your parents hear my name, they'll be held to pay. In a world turned upside down, gotta get out of this town. My sleeping bag gonna keep us safe while we're wrapped in the spiraling arms of the Milky Way. Yeah, we'll do the obvious too. Think that I don't mean it if I tell you that I love you. You know that I do. If your parents hear my name, they'll be held to pay. In a world turned upside down, gotta get out of this town. Woo. And we won't get pulled apart again by Amtrak's or policemen. I'm counting down to graduation then. Put your stuff into my truck, drive to the city for pumpkin jobs, pay our own rent, wake up in our own bed with the world turn right way round. This is something we'll laugh about, yeah. With the world turn right way round, over and out.
Thanks, everybody. This song's called Will o' the Wisp. Thanks, everybody. This next song's a song about it's a true story. It's a song about the love of my life.
1, 2.
Before the robbery, wasn't going anywhere. I might hit the pawn shop twice a week for cigarettes and beer. Before the robbery, I'd had like 20 jobs. You said I was like a piece of fruit left in the sun to rot. And just like that, you were walking out on me. A catastrophe, the likes of which I'd never seen. You made right for California. You drove 15 hours straight. You were 1 in a million. I was a million miles too late before the robbery. Before the robbery, you were pit out of the blue. You said you had something to do. Would I be an alibi for you? Before the robbery, you said we'd meet again. We smoked cigarettes in bed. Not quite lovers, just old friends. And after the robbery, you spent town a couple days. I came to look out for the cops, but I figured you were safe. I tried to picture you hiding in the ladies' room with your heart in your head till the Cisco guy had land. Woo! The safe down in the basement, you got slippery with your sweat, but you knew the combination, keep the coding as you left. After the robbery, the money lasted 7 days, but you never left again. And I've been sober to this day after the robbery. After the robbery. After the robbery. After the robbery.
Thanks, everybody. Fugue State Ravens are just telling stories about her life. This is a song about anybody Salinger fan? J.D. Salinger fan? Anybody out here read any Salinger? No, the song's called "Raise High the Ruffians."
Nothing good at joinery and self-determination, like the ruffians that I raised, called to celebrate him. I was just a kid when the glory of those fists came flying. And as a man I aim to keep that kind of violence quiet. Well, you said you loved me, now that you don't, what will I do? Where will I go? Whiskey in my blood, timber in my bones. Now that I said it and you're gone, I feel the same as when I was young. Whiskey in my blood, trembling in my bones. And nothing better building trust with those who claim to love me. With the big hands on the floorboard and this thought about me. You can't bottle what you get with me, baby. Best believe there's more to me than my craft and the carpentry. Well, you said you loved me, now that you don't, what will I do? Where will I go? Whiskey in my blood, timber in my bones. Now that I said it and you're gone, I feel blood trembling in my bones. My bones, yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the Hive for putting this on. This is really great. Thank you. Woo! Mm-hmm. Woo was right. Oh, this is a song about a real bad time. This is a song Jeremy and I spent a night in jail in Sandpoint. This is a song about that.
It's called Dead Road.
It's called Dead Road.
Let's
That's
do
it.
Men are bound to come and harm if you show up shirtless in your front yard. Then I'm fucking around with that pepper spray. Burned the eyes right out of my skull. I guess my name is finally took revenge for the time that I murdered all the chickens at night. Please understand that I was drinking up some vodka, man, I just didn't wanna let me be. No! So let's ride through these shit town lights. Handcuffs never fit me right. And this pig's got play in the Christian station, talking about how I can use the advice. I got all the advice I need, yeah, from my old man, smacking the shit out of me. So it may get rough, go ahead and taste me. Nothing hurts as ever pays me. Now I know it's a dead road now that I'm on. What a dead road now. It's a dead road now that I'm on. What a dead road now. It's a dead road now that I'm on. What a dead road now. It's a dead road now that I'm fading to the dark. The police come and take me away. Man, I'll sit in the jail and wait for my girl to post bail. When I'm finally out, just go and get some breakfast, go get high, get fucking reckless. I know it's a dead road now that I'm on. What a dead road now. It's a dead road now that I'm on. What a dead road now. Woo. It's a dead road now that I'm on. What a dead road now. It's a dead road now, man, I'm fading to the dark. Oh, the police come and take me away.
Thanks.
Hey,
This is a song about a 400-pound gorilla. You ready?
I am ready.
This is called The Ballad of Billy C.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Billy C, what's it gonna be? The Pookie or the penitentiary? About to throw a fit if you don't get a hit on that methamphetamine. In Lander we were doing fine. The boys were shooting things and then I getting you high. Kinda like a big bopper on your way tonight. Should've never gone on that flight. He crashed out down for the count. I gotta call the boss up now. He says no, I don't agree. Anyway, you're working for me. That's my truck. You're in luck. You gotta wake that motherfucker up and get your ass on the road. Get your ass on the road, yeah. Well, Billy C looks like Butterbean, sucking on a bottle of wild turkey, making 7 days awake, baby, give or take, on this terminal trajectory. Well, Billy C's got some history, a teenage
services at the Cathedral of the Rockies. I used to work there. This is a song about what that's like. This is called Larry in the Basement.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You know I wake up on the floor in the wreckage of the night before. It looks like natty ice and Rossi. I gotta walk to work, kinda dodgy. The Cathedral of the Rockies with the caskets all around me. Got a hacksaw for a hangover. Gotta sweep and mop and bump the floor. And I ain't judging anyone in here, no way. Not me, I like the quiet of the sanctuary, and I could have been a contender. I've been on a bit of a bender. That's why I'm down here, Larry in the basement tonight. Yeah. And I go crunching through the stove. I almost shit my pants. It goes to show that there's an ugliness inside me. Dying to get in the light, and on the north end, Methodist is just as dirty as anybody else. I've seen his hands creep up her thigh now. Seen a hungry look in his eyes. And I ain't judging anyone in here, no way. Not me, I like the quiet of the sanctuary, and I could have been a contender. I've been on a bit of a bender. That's why I'm down here, Larry in the basement tonight. Woo! I'm under a dry winter sky. We're gonna have to raid the sacristy tonight. But that's grape juice, not wine. So it's off to Texaco. We go to shoplift our own supplies. If the Lord will provide, yeah. You know I wake up on the floor in the wreckage of the night before. It looks like natty eyes and Rossi. I gotta walk to work, it's kinda dodgy. The Cathedral of the Rockies with the caskets all around me. Got a hacksaw for a hangover. Got a bus I'd like to strangle, yeah. And I ain't judging anyone in here, no way. Not me, I like the quiet of the sanctuary, and I could have been a contender. I've been on a bit of a bender. That's why I'm down here, Larry in the basement tonight. I got a wounded disposition and a half rack that I'm hitting. That's why I'm down here with Larry in the basement tonight, and tonight, and tonight, and tonight, and tonight. Woo! Woo!
Thanks, everybody. Due to our technical difficulties earlier, we're down to one song, possibly two. So there'll be lots of time for the next guys. All right. Oh, this song, Industrial Halo. I used to work as a compressor mechanic in Los Angeles, and when I used to take all the scrap and the pipe and all that shit out to the scrap yards, I got this vision in my head that downtown LA was encircled by this ring of like junkyards and scrap yards. There's all these dudes digging around it and everything. And I got it in my mind, it's a halo, it's an industrial halo around downtown LA. About a year later, I realized that was bullshit. There's no halo. It's about like a quarter little crescent, some scrap yards and stuff. But I like the name Industrial Halo, and that's what this song is called.
1, 2.
collectively, they are circling on gilded wings. And that's how it goes on Bunker Hill. Keep the company of saints in the scrapyards, in the landfills. It smells like meat and metal, so I'll dig for my dinner in the industrial halo. It belongs to us collectively. It tucks us in at night, whispers kisses down our cheeks, and as our eyes roll back, they'll stuff us in a sack. Be it tasty treats or a delicacy, we make against dream. Willie came here willingly. We'll be the boating on which they feed. Woo! That's how it goes on Bunker Hill. Keep the company saints in the scrapyards, in the landfills. It smells like meat and metal, so I'll dig for my dinner in the industrial halo. So, woo. And I hope they never get to sleep. I hope insomnia creeps up and down their spines until the nightmares they created come claim their lives. Hope these earwigs tunnel through their skulls and eat their minds out. In the final circle, they're all we played alive into. Piles of snakeskin bleeding out, covered in the hell of horse flies. Let everything they do drag them to their doom. Woo. Let everything they do drag them to their doom. Woo. Ha!
Thanks, everybody. I think we can pull off one more here. I think so. Yeah. Sure. We're gonna do one more. This song's called Fort Stevens.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2.
I hope you brought a bottle to piss in. We got a long way to go till morning and night. I ain't stopping for nothing. I never like to drink and drive alone. Take it easy, baby, cause I know this road. Turn it up. I don't give a fuck. We're just some headlights in the desert. We're just a past looking for a present and sunrise. We will cross that state line. And maybe Oregon is something to believe in, where we make it all the way to Fort Stevens, and this bus burns out our bound to turn around. Yeah, yeah. Take the wheel, let me sleep a while. Follow 84 until you get to the 5. You're the only one I trust enough to drive. We dreamed of Cannon Beach that time, 5 years back, and you were still alive over beers. You said they filmed the Goonies here. The sky was heavy and the ocean was gray. Everything was fine, nothing was okay. There were shits in the mist, something was on its way. Yeah. Stars light the sky ablaze, moon cast shadows like the middle of the day. And then I wake, rest off at the side of the road. The sun's coming up and I know I'm alone. Hey babe, I better get your ghost back home. Yeah, take me home.
Fugue State Ravens. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. We are here with, I'm sorry, I forget your guys' name.
Fugue State Ravens.
Fugue State Ravens. We are here with Fugue State Ravens, and we're going to ask them a few questions. First of all, I just want to be the first one to say you guys did a fantastic job. We really enjoyed hearing from you.
Thanks. That was a great show. We had a good time.
So we're going to ask you a few questions if you guys are okay with that. The first one is, how would you describe what makes the Boise sound unique?
Geez, like we're old school Boise. We've been playing music in Boise on and off since the 90s. So, I can't speak to now, but I know what made the Boise scene so unique in the days of when the Crazy Horse was still a club here, was just that, Boise's geographically isolated from all the other cities in the Northwest. So you got Seattle and you've got Portland that have sizable music scenes, but then you've got little old Boise. And in the 90s, the bands that played, that we were part of it, the like third wave punk scene here in Boise, the thing was we just sounded like us. You sounded like the bands you were listening to, but interpreted through like a Boise lens of like cheap gear and pawn shop guitars and stuff like that. But to be sure, like Boise has killer bands back in the day, like the Tree People and Hive and Butterfly Train and Dirt Fisherman. I mean, you could go to the Crazy Horse any night of the week and see just like a variety of bands. It wasn't booked as like just metal or screamo or stuff like now. You'd see like a spoken word guy smoking cigarettes and doing like a Tom Waits thing, and then maybe like a hip hop duo, and then the Tree People or Splinter. Like it was really cool. That's the long answer. Yeah, but that's the scene that we're coming from. So when we started doing this like acoustic music, that's kind of what we were drawing on as our own. Like, let's just sound like two guys from Boise. So that's what we're doing.
That's really cool. Yeah, you guys definitely have a unique sound, which was really cool to hear. So what does the Boise Hive mean to you, and how long have you been affiliated with the Boise Hive?
Yeah, we've been using the rehearsal space here. We've been using the rehearsal space here for probably a year now. We were trying to establish like how we were going to be an acoustic punk band without being an acoustic punk band. So we were in this studio right here trying all kinds of different percussion setups and wild stuff, and we hit upon it out on the street. We just started practicing on the streets in Freak Alley and stuff like that, and we hit upon a sound and everything, and just went with it. But I got to be, this is the honest truth. The Hive has been instrumental in us being able to kind of develop our sound, because we don't have any other rehearsal space. So it's just been rad to be able to come here, set up, and do music, and then also like hear all the other bands that are in all the other studios. Like, what's that guy doing in there? Today we came in and it was like every band was playing cover songs. So like we set up and they were playing Jawbreaker over in that one, and then over here they were doing like the Smiths and Morrissey and stuff like that. So, but the Hive is, I mean, I think the Hive is absolutely instrumental in the Boise music scene, without a doubt.
I like to say too, there, promoting mental health and sobriety is a thing about the Hive that I can get down with. It's nice to see people interacting with the music scene, and also, just providing a safe, affordable place for people of all ages to come and enjoy music.
Well, you kind of gave me a little bit of a segue. We're actually going to go into talking a little bit about mental health, specifically about suicide. One of the reasons that the Hive was founded is because there was a large amount of musicians specifically that were suicidal and committing suicide. So the Hive was created because we wanted to try to lower that amount and to try to give mental health services so that doesn't happen. So as many of you know, the Hive offers mental health services, and if you or anyone you know needs those mental health services, contact Thrive at boisehive.org. But specifically regarding suicide, it's a huge taboo issue still. And it was once believed that if you talk about suicide, then someone would become more suicidal. However, that has actually been disproven, and here at the Hive, we like to talk about suicide. It's an uncomfortable subject sometimes, but it is something that is absolutely vital in understanding and helping those who are suicidal. So I want to ask you guys, how has music helped your mental health? How have you used it to help your mental health?
That's a good question. I got into music at a very young age, and my life was pretty rough back then. So music was my family, it was my love, and Chris was my best friend. And this is something we started doing together. And for me, it was what I connected to. It like I said, it was my home, it was my family, it was my love. It was all wrapped up into that. And that's a super important part of my life. I suppose without music is possible, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I would say that punk rock has literally saved our lives on many occasions. I mean, both Jay and I are, we quit drinking some time ago, especially as we started doing this project. We just, but both of us had given it up years and years ago. But I mean, to speak to mental health, I mean, the songs that Fugue State Ravens played, these are songs that we've written as stories about our own kind of struggles with that. You say suicide's an uncomfortable topic, and it is, but we reference and mention suicide and dark thoughts and all of that in our songwriting. It's part of our experience, and how we write songs is we want to just we want to kind of put that out there. We want to tell a story about how we were kind of down and how we found ourselves on the other side of that in the end. So that's been a big part. And in our songwriting, we grapple with those tough situations and the kind of darker corners of the mind. So it's been that's been a wild ride for us to put that in music.
Thank you. So the next one's going to focus specifically on suicide. What are your experiences or thoughts of suicide or about suicide? That's a tough question, to be honest with you. That's but I can say that I've definitely felt that way before. There was a time, I was working in LA. It was tough. I had just moved out there. I was kind of out of sorts. It's a rough environment working in industry, and it's really not where sensitive types like me get along really well. And I can remember having those thoughts. A lot. There was a period in my time where I had kind of a mental health crisis, and I was given a prescription. We mentioned it in a song for I think it was Depakote, and I'd never experienced suicidal ideation before, and it was like a constant ringing in my head all the time. And I remember thinking to myself, man, this is grim. This is really, really grim stuff. But I don't know if it's
because my mom's British and we have a sense of irony about that stuff. But I was able, and this maybe isn't the right thing to say about it, but I was able to kind of almost find some comedy in the tragedy of it. Like, wow, this is a strange situation I found myself in here. But it's you know, to speak to my own experience, yeah, it's not. It's something that I've experienced for sure. You know.
Yeah, I've experienced thoughts of suicide multiple times throughout my life. You know, from when I was young and as a child, and a couple times in adulthood, and I've lost a few really good friends to suicide. So, I think what we're talking about and doing is important. It is, you know, one of those subjects that's uncomfortable to talk about at times. But I think the more that it is spoken about, and the more avenues there are for people to seek help, for sure, the better. You know, I don't really have a whole lot else to say about it, but I mean, it's affected my life. So I appreciate what you all do.
Thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed how open you guys were. One other thing that we're trying to promote is at the Boise Hive, we actually have a sobriety group. It's called Sober Curious. It is for anybody that is curious about getting sober. It's a risk reduction group. So what we are trying to do essentially is we're going to take what we have with you guys, and we're going to give you a healthy way to live your life, even if it is not quitting alcohol or not quitting the substance that you are used to. So what is your guys' experience with alcoholism and alcoholism, and maybe how you've overcome some of those issues?
It's our specialty.
These are dark topics, and they're real. My personal experience with alcohol goes along with some stuff I've already mentioned. Is I started drinking alcohol when I was around 10. I'll never forget my first drink. I knew at that moment in time that alcohol was something I needed. I was missing. I was lacking in a lot of ways, love and compassion, and I found that in alcohol, unfortunately. And you know, it just progressed into a 30-year relationship that was quite dark and awful. The whole period of my life wasn't horrible, but it held me back in a lot of ways, and only until recently did I get on the other side of that. It was a hell of a struggle. I don't wish it upon anybody. Lots of my friends, suicide and death to tragic deaths from drugs or alcohol, or accidents as a result of drugs and alcohol, has been going on throughout my life. A little older now and I have less friends, but most of the ones that are still alive have gotten sober. We're all, you know, it's nice to be in our middle parts of life and enjoying this newfound love for life and sobriety with each other. So, yeah. I mean, there's light and there's help out there for people who are struggling.
Yeah, so ditto. I feel the same way about it. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to go to a little bit lighter of a topic. What are your guys' musical influences or favorite music artists?
I mean, we have a wide variety of influences, but obviously we draw from punk rock. I mean, that's where we're coming from. That's what we're trying to project out to our audiences. We're trying to make a connection with them, and we're hoping that by stripping down punk rock to something roots but still rock, that people that are listening will hear the influences in there. I mean, we could rattle off a list of influences that would probably be kind of standard operating procedure with a few like deep cuts in there. But what we're trying to do is in a sense distill that all down into something that people who appreciate that kind of music will hear regardless of the presentation. You know, we've stripped it down to what we think is just bare bones, but we feel strongly that if the energy is there and the passion, that people will see that and understand that this is punk rock. It'll ring the punk rock bell in their head, and they'll, oh yeah, this is all right. So that's what we've been working towards, is to make something that people, when they hear it, they'll know exactly what it is.
And just one of the last questions, how did your guys' band meet?
Oh, jeez.
Man, we gotta dig deep in the memory box.
Long one.
I think I knew of Krista's existence. We were in the same small town. We were kind of in the same, you know, grimy little town where if you weren't a certain couple things, then you were really out of place. And we were out of place. We were some punk rock kids but I believe we were at another band's band practice. I might have been 14 or 15, and these kids were practicing and playing some music, and we kind of looked at each other and was like, you know, I think we could probably do a little bit better than that. So we decided to meet up and And we just started hammering out the best that we could in whichever space we could find between our parents' homes and stuff to practice. And
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. You got anything to add?
I mean, we've been playing music together in one fashion or another for probably
Damn near 30.
30 years. So this is the latest iteration, and this is the best one so far. But yeah, we used to haul amps across fields in Mountain Home, Idaho, and tromp through the snow and like wire together stuff from pawn shops to play shows. And it's but he and I have been doing it for a long time. I think that's rhythmically why we sync up so much when we're playing together. That's the rhythm of our heartbeats.
That's so cool. Thank you. You can definitely tell that you guys have a really special bond. Lastly, just tell us kind of a little bit about how your fans can reach you. Do you have social media or anything like that?
Yeah, we're on the Instagram. We got videos on YouTube. We're with Simple Records. So you can find a 10-song album that we recorded on, I think, every platform, iTunes, wherever you like music that you can find it. It's out there. I think it's free, or you can even donate a couple bucks if you want.
Yeah, if anybody wants to surf over to Simple Records website, you'll find our album that we re-recorded. The songs we played tonight are mostly drawn from that, but also a lot of other acoustic Boise artists that are kind of doing similar things. It's well worth checking out. Seth Idle is doing the label out of his garage in Meridian, and he's really putting a lot of effort into making it a place where local musicians can go and record and kind of do this thing. So I just wanted a little shout out to Simple Records.
Well, thank you guys so much. We really enjoyed having you. To the audience, please stay tuned in. We are looking forward to hearing from Project's End. Please help me in welcoming Project's End.
Thanks, everybody. All right, so thanks for having us. And this song is called Shadows. Here we go.
If you will. It's go time.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all right, cool. You know,
It's not go time.
miscommunication. wanted the attention, but I couldn't resist. One, yeah. Oh. I know that I was there. I know it's can't take that Thank you. We're gonna loosen up here.
Thanks, everybody.
Cool. So I've been trying to avoid leaving this song called what it is, but
it's staying what it's called.
This song is I'm gonna give a little explanation. This song is about appreciation and just figuring out, the things in life as you get older. So
What else this is about is the name of this song. This song's called Hot Sauce.
let's go. Zachy Poo. One, two, three. Ah! Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how we take a look in the mirror, cause all I see is pain and suffering, the life of a sinner. Been alive, been a cheater, been a sick, but now it's safe. Put the pressure to the temple, then she begs for me to stay. Loving myself has always been my weakest condition. I never realized I hate myself, my mind is a prison. Always telling myself I wouldn't be shit, and I listen. Now the only way out is a clear path of vision, let's go! Come on with the reason. Yeah. Coming from the night. Yeah. You come around again. No doubt you come back in the storm. Stand in the back again. Oh, it's you. There I go, feeling sorry for myself. Wasn't born a rich kid, all I had was my health. Mama worked 3 jobs just to keep me alive. But daddy pried the evil out of me and would sit there and cry. Make no mistake, that guy made me a man. With the life on his shoulders, new wife and no plan. He said, you're not my blood, boy, we're thicker than that. Don't need to stand up, chin up and we snap. Come on with the reason. Coming from the line. I love you, Dad. You come around again. Oh, damn you. You come back in the storm. Stabbed in the back again. Oh, you. Never did I think the mistakes and the pain would be the very same thing now hiding my brain. Never did I think the mistakes and the pain would be the very last hour, the very last day. Never did I think the mistakes and the pain would be the very last thing now hiding my brain. Never Never did I think the mistakes and the pain would be the very last out, the very last out. Never did I think mistakes and the pain would be the very last thing now clouding my brain. Never did I think the mistakes and the pain would be the very last out, the very last. You come along again, oh damn you come out in the storm, stab me in the back again. Only you, peace ain't the only goddamn. Thank you. Got way too hot in here for a jacket.
It's me. I big heat happened. This next song's called Mirrors.
So yeah, what he said. He's fearless, you should be ashamed of. Yes, sir! I don't know you, I don't know you. Ain't fucking more. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, goodness gracious.
Was not me, not me.
Hot. Don't touch. That's hot. Don't touch it. It's hot. Is that me?
Which
Why
one,
am I
me,
doing
him?
that? Anyway.
That song was called Mirrors.
Yeah.
Can I get a little bit less reverb on this? Good sirs. All right, check. Little less reverb on this one.
What?
Word.
I like my reverb.
Okay, so this song is called Split.
Split. Rude.
That's pretty rude. Ring the bells, everybody's going down, straight to hell. No, I'm not sorry, I left by choice and I do it all again just to prove my. This is what happens when you bend a lot. You don't stay true to those dreams you got. You're left so dead, declare the God, and you act to the past when I drop that ball. Ooh. So broken and no one understands why I'm so broken. Living out my life with a few so chosen. Every single day wishing I could explode this. You're such a violent fraud. Life's living in a wish like a fake massage. So go ahead and speak. Tell them all are true. Let it start with me so I can end with you. My end died, seething, but nobody asked. Can we get his vocals to go up a little bit, please? Alright. Matt, keep going. That's how we do shit. This song is a split. A split between the mind and the heart.
Died before your stay. Would you guide me through the throes of darkness? If my hand were to lose grace.
ask for deliverance. My inside seething. Nobody asks for deliverance. But I didn't ask for deliverance. My inside seething. Nobody asks for deliverance.
Thank you. So we got two more.
Yep.
You guys are like on it. All right, guys. So this next song, before we start, is about loss. Okay. So, although when I'm screaming, I'm sure you guys need lyrics for that because it's sometimes hard to understand. But I recently lost a really good friend to cancer, and his name is Josh Murphy, and I feel like he should be acknowledged, right? So this one's for him. Take it away, drummer man. No idea.
Nothing Yeah, it never stops with my mind so blown away. I can't believe it every day. It's just something that way. Or if I living in life for this life, and I come in right side, come in right. Fly with the angels, fly with the saints, fly to something not for me to want to take. Die with the sinners, die with the saints, die with God, to make you
Thanks, guys.
Last song?
Last song.
All right, you guys. So real quick, before we play our last song that I know works now. A couple things. Number one, I'm always gonna say at every show, and she's not here, but shout out to my wife because I love her so much. Number two, the Boise Hive. Like, this is bananas.
Thank you
Everybody-
so much for letting us.
Yeah, everyone clap for the Boise Hive because, like, you know what I mean? Moving mountains. So, thank you, Boise Hive. Daniel, man, as a beast. All right, and two more. Shout out to the homies in the Sin Society and DJ Aldi's. All right, last song. Here we go. This song is called The Arrival, and I shouldn't have said let's go because they're tuning down. So,
Strings are so sticky. Let's do the thing.
Cool. Oh yeah, shout out to my bandmates. Like, they're the best. Matt, Steven, and Zach. I love you guys. Incoming signal fear, I hear it loud and clear. A little bit of distortion to cover up the fear. And you just play it safe and so does everybody else. Living in a world full of cowards and some hollow. This is how it goes. Everybody living in a crazy language cause you do as you were told. Now we're living like this as your time is running out. Trying to live without a screen, trying to live without a sound. Go! No, it can never. No, it can never be easy. The Bible burns inside of your head. Take me from nightmare to dreaming. Shake me from the visions in me. Before the nightmare started, I was young and free, never letting anyone or anything come between what I had in my hand. I just simply let it slip. Had an ego on the run, pull the trigger with the niche. No way, no how was I ever gonna learn? Everybody everywhere telling me to let it burn. Then I lost my own sight, I lost my own friends, sitting in my room all alone, wishing I could end all this. Let's go! No, it can never. No, it can never be easy. The Bible burns inside of your head. Take me from nightmare to dreaming.
So what's up? I hit my hope, becoming anything. My life, my home, my dreams, incoming everything. Take it all, take it back, give me back to the fuck I used to be. Take me right, I don't know, I can
Breathe. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
We're Project Zen.
Whew, hi, I'm tired. I'm going to bed after this.
All right, hello everyone, and we are here. We're going to ask a few questions for you guys. You guys did an amazing job. It was such a pleasure to watch you. We're going to jump right in to how would you describe what makes the Boise sound unique? And whoever wants to take that.
I got this one.
All right.
So, what it makes the say that one more time. The Boise scene unique?
Yes. What makes it sound unique?
Community, and I mean, believe it or not, there's a sound to community. There's a sound to, just basically like the love everyone gives each other. Now, as far as the sound, like, heavy, electronic, emotional. Yeah, it's a good one. Emotional, therapeutic. Yeah. I hope I answered that right.
Every answer is correct. Cool. So what does the Boise Hive mean to you, and how long have you been affiliated with the Boise Hive?
It's just a great space for people that can't necessarily practice at home or in the garage or don't have a place to go, and we really appreciate that, we come here sometimes when we can't practice at my place, so it's really nice to have a community place to practice and for other people to hang out with each other, and we have a common interest. So plus it's a great organization, helping people out with all different things. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't know. He said it all basically. Never give up on your dreams and just keep your head up high. Never ask. Never be shy to ask for help. We all know that person that you question, but at the end they always make it through. So never ask. Never feared before asking out help.
Well, this is our first time playing with the Hive, and we again want to thank you for letting us come over to your place and play. But to echo what Dave said, I mean, mental health's important. Obviously, we're at that time of year where things get rough for people, and it's good to have a space you can go to, even if you're not a musician. If you're just someone struggling somehow, you got a place you can come here and talk to people. And, no matter what, there's always someone who cares. You may not think somebody cares about everybody. So before anything happens, give these guys a call. It's very casual. It doesn't feel like a professional white room setting. Just come talk to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. That one was so amazing. That actually kind of transitioned us into our mental health. I just want to mention that as one of the social work interns, I will be here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you are having some issues, you are absolutely welcome to pop in. Also, email thrive@boisehive.org. Suicide is also the most preventable form of death. It is something that everyone here can be educated about and should be educated about. You can make the difference by reaching out to somebody and just being a kind individual. With that, we're going to move into some mental health questions. If you guys do not feel comfortable answering them, you don't have to. The first one is, how has music impacted your mental health or helped you mentally?
So I'm just gonna be very honest and my mental health. I've been through a lot the last couple of years with my family and moving and music. These guys have helped me be able to get out the things that I can't. I can't normally have a conversation with somebody. It's a very artistic and therapeutic way of, putting words and feelings into music. As you can see by the way that our music is, it's heavy. It can be dark, emotional, but very therapeutic. So music has definitely helped my mental health. Music has saved me in my life before. So, yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to add? Alrighty. We're going to move on to suicide specifically. How has suicide impacted your life, or what are your thoughts on suicide specifically?
So I've actually lost quite a few people to suicide, and the hole it leaves is insurmountable. And the amount of guilt that people go through, the people who are surrounding that person that decided to take their own life, suicide is just so unnecessary. Any problem that's going on in your life is a temporary problem, and you're seeking a permanent solution. There is no victory in it. There's victory only if you keep going and get past it. So me thinking about all the people that are now gone, they still should be here. And they could have been here. Maybe they needed to try harder. Maybe the people around them needed to try harder. But just in the end, just know that it's never the answer. It's just a stoppage. You're not answering the questions that you have. You're not answering your problems. You're just stopping. But you don't stop. Keep going.
I think we need another round of applause.
Yeah. Sorry. I do want to say a little something. I've had a lot of heroes pass away from suicide. A lot of people I looked up to, people that changed my life as my life kept going through different phases. Chester Bennington from Linkin Park was my absolute hero, still is. Someone that I loved and looked up to. In the whole time that I was grieving, like I just felt like, it's very difficult to just sit there and continue to ask yourself, like, why, right? And I've had, a couple friends also who have passed because of that, and it leaves you with a hole in your heart. And I would love for anyone out there who like feels that like emptiness to just reach out to somebody. I'm sure everyone at some point in their lives have felt that emptiness. I know I have. I just hope that if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like you're at the end of your rope, just call somebody, call someone, just so that way you can wake up the next day and be like, man, like I'm glad I got through that. So.
Thank you guys so much for your openness. I know these questions are really hard to answer. I just want to put another plug in for our Sober Curious group. If you are curious about being sober, then please come. It is on Wednesdays at 6:30. With that, I want to ask another question. How has substance abuse or alcoholism impacted your life?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I don't know that we
You feel like you're watching a car crash that you can't stop. You watch the people you love get addicted to things. And yeah, in the beginning, oh, I only do it once or twice. And then they keep doing it every week. Then they're doing it every day. And nothing you can do will stop them, because anytime you say anything, you're automatically the enemy. You're automatically the bad guy. And then, of course, you want to stop at that point because, oh, the person that needs you the most now hates your guts because you want them to stop doing what they're doing. So what do? Well, if you try to get them help, you're the enemy. And if you say nothing, you're basically an accomplice to their own death. So what do? You just sit and watch it happen. But then you pray to God or Allah or whoever you believe in that one day they're going to get a little flicker. And be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I see what this is doing to my family. I see what this is doing to my friends. And then maybe at that point, you got to hit it right when that little light bulb goes off, because if you don't, you're going to go right back to where you were. But if you hit that little point where they have a moment of clarity, that's when the building blocks can be placed. And that's when you can begin building tools and building things that will help lead them to their journey of hopefully sobriety.
I've seen that.
And people think, oh, it's an overnight thing. Just stop it. No, it never is. It never will be.
Yep.
Baby steps. Do baby steps over the course of 5 years. I don't care. Baby steps over 5 years leading you to be sober and sticking to it. That's a way better option than just trying to go cold turkey, failing time and time again. Cold turkey, people fail time and time again. And if you fail enough times, guess what's going to happen? You're going to say, screw it. I'm not going to try this anymore, because every time I do it, I fall on my face. Baby steps. Truck along for as long as you got to do it. And get there. It's possible. Anybody can do it. It's just a matter of having the right environment, the right tools, at the right time.
Thank you so much. That was so amazing. We're going to make it a little bit less heavy real quick. How did you How did your guys' band meet?
Facebook.
All right. So, you want to do this or should I? Because we can share it.
We can share it. Of course, it's our story.
So him and I both moved from out of state to here. I had 0 friends, like literally just moved here, didn't know anybody. Just put up, hey, does anybody want to jam with me on Facebook? And we got together, and we spent a year and a half writing music, just him and I. And then again, we're like, you know what? It's time to take that next step, and found a drummer, and he had a buddy, and it's one of those things that I was just having this conversation with your mom, as a matter of fact, literally same conversation, where I've been doing music for the last like 20 years, and I've never, with all due respect to all my other bands, I've never been in a band that has felt so cohesive, where I feel respected, my ideas are welcomed, and I get pushed to be better and better and better and better. And that's these guys. The next part?
So one thing he left out about that little story, his exact Facebook post was, does anybody want to start a Linkin Park style band? Now, any other night, I've gone across the Boise Facebook groups, and I just browse. Any other night, I probably would have said no, but for some reason, I said yes. And I met him. And I want you guys to be aware of something. We should have never met, at all.
That's facts.
We're from the same state. And had we stayed in the same state, I promise you, we would have never met. This guy at the end, he's from Ireland. He's from a different country. We were never supposed to meet this guy. And this kid, he's like 24 years old.
The mic anymore.
He's like 24 years old. I'm like, we're all middle-aged men. We're not supposed to be hanging out with 24-year-olds. But he came through proxy with him.
Oh, man.
And it was the greatest thing that ever happened because, well, you heard it, right? Wasn't bad, right? Well,
That's cool.
Okay.
You know. This is only our second show, by the way. So.
Second show ever.
That's so impressive. Let's give them a round of applause for that one. This is the second to last question. I know you guys have mentioned Linkin Park, but what were some of your other musical influences?
Ooh, no. No. Go ahead. This interview can only go so long.
How did he get the mic?
Come on, we'll pass it down.
Musical influence, I have so many. From Jimi Hendrix to Tool to Slipknot to, I don't know, Crazy Ford, like bluegrass stuff or whatever. Just have a wide taste in music. So I think that's why we work together too, because all our music is sort of, our tastes are a little bit different. We put all our own little ideas in there, and, that's why we work. Yeah.
If it were going for singers, I would have to say Corey Taylor, because he related with how I was growing up, and so for him to deal with that hardcore emotional distress that everything surrounding him, everything wants him to fail, but you gotta remember that it's you against the world. You gotta keep your heads up, your shoulder up. It doesn't matter, the world doesn't care, time doesn't stop. And that's what I loved about it. He spoke to me about that. And you can always go for whatever you want, no matter what it is. Art, welding, all of it. You can do it. It's just a matter of fact of doing it at the right time, at the right place, and knowing the right people.
Hell yeah.
We never give him the mic, and then when we give him the mic, he floors all of us. I already said, thanks for giving that away. So yeah, obviously Linkin Park, Deftones. I'm into a lot of electronic music. I'm just a big nu metal fan. I'm a huge fan of old school electronic music, like The Prodigy and just that grimy sound, like Nine Inch Nails. But a lot of the people that I have watched growing up were my own friends. My best friend, Marco Lira, who he unfortunately passed away, but he was an amazing musician, and his music lives in me every single day through everything that I do. And I've had the honor of being friends with some really cool people, some really great underground hip hop artists. So, and if I could sing, I would, but I am not a singer. He's a singer, which you also left out another part of this whole little story, which was that originally he was just I'm just going to play guitar, and then one day I tried to sing, and it sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. And he was like, let me try it out. I was like, all right, dude, cool, let's just get this over with. He did it, and my wife was texting me from the other room who is this guy? And I was just when he was done, he took his headphones off, and he was like, oh, that's good. I was like, you're now the singer. And that's it.
Probably top influence was Chris Cornell, so that one hurt. Chester Bennington, too. He's another great one. Jeff Buckley was a big one. Jeff Buckley, he had the voice of an angel. Let's see, band-wise, Seven Dust, Deftones. Brendan Boyd and Incubus, that was another big one for me. I was such a big fan.
Yeah. That was a big one. We connected a lot on Deftones. So if you hear that in our music, it's
so cool. Yeah. All right, lastly, promote yourselves. What are you guys on?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are currently working on our first EP, which is all the songs that you just heard, and then some. That'll be out early mid next year. But we are on Instagram. It's Projects and Music, I believe, or band. Forgot.
Oh, embarrassing. I don't know either.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I am not the social media guy of this outfit.
Yeah, projects and music. That's basically for everything. Our Facebook, our Instagram, and then soon enough we'll be on Spotify. Oh, and YouTube too. We actually filmed our music video here at the Boise Hive for the last song that we played, "The Arrival," and that's why we love you guys so much. Like you guys are so welcoming and so you guys are what makes this community thrive. So, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Let's give them another round of applause. They were so amazing. And thank you everyone for coming to Live at the Hive.
The train pulled out, the whistle blew with a long